Hi, my name is Emily Mathew, and I'm here to share with you my project, Turmeric versus Curcumin, The Battle of the Spices, an investigation of skin regeneration using planaria. For those of you that don't know what turmeric is, it's a bright yellow-orangey spice that's an important ingredient in Asian cooking. It's popular because it enhances the flavor and color of dishes, but especially popular because of its health benefits. However, few people know that many of turmeric's health benefits come from a different spice called curcumin. Although they look similar, only 3% of curcumin is found in turmeric, which made me curious as to how effective curcumin would be when someone used it at 100%. My objective in this project was to figure out whether turmeric or curcumin would be more effective in accelerating the regeneration of planaria organisms. Planaria organisms are a special type of organism known and popular for their ability to regenerate. Um, Not only the skin, but they can split into two separate organisms if cut in half, no matter where they're cut, whether they're cut vertically or horizontally, cut at the tail or the head, they always split into different organisms. So my hypothesis was that curcumin would accelerate the regeneration process of planarian skin faster because it's a stronger supplement. I assume this because even though turmeric has health benefits, only all of turmeric's health benefits come from a small 3% of curcumin. So 100% of curcumin is likely to be more effective than 3% of turmeric. In this project, I use many materials. I use turmeric, curcumin, 3 planary organisms, disposable containers, pipettes, 3 petri dishes, a scalpel, a microscope, a lab notebook, and a measure to record the results. In my procedure, I separated 3 planarians in 3 different petri dishes, and each dish contained a planaria that was cut in half. So I placed the tail of the planarians into a different container. One of the planarians went into a container with water and nothing else. One of the planarians went into a container with water and turmeric. And one of the planarians went into a container with water and curcumin. I examined and compared planarians 2 and 3's results compared to planarian 1, which was the control, and I recorded the results, which are seen here. So on the first day, as you can see, the control planaria has a cut, which is right here. It's pretty wide. Um, and the turmeric and curcumin planaria all have the same width and length of the cut because it was the same day. So the second day is when we see slightly, you can see how the turmeric and curcumin ones are a little faster at regenerating the skin. The cuts are a little smaller, but it's easier to understand when you see the numbers, which I will show you in a second. But the day 3 and day 4, you can see the same thing. Curcumin and turmeric's planarias are slightly smaller, the cuts, and same thing with days 5, 6, and 7. However, in these days, you can really see how fast turmeric and curcumin are working. The control planaria, the cut is here. You can still see it here, and it's here. Here, it's pretty much healed, but not really. It's about 2-3 millimeters wide here. But the turmeric and curcumin planarians are pretty much healed at the end. In fact, the curcumin planaria was completely healed at the end of the 7 days of the project span. The turmeric planaria was 2 millimeters wide, which was pretty close to being healed, not quite. So compared to the control planaria, which was 3 millimeters wide after the 7 days, we can see that both turmeric and curcumin accelerated the regeneration of planaria. But my conclusion is that my hypothesis was correct because curcumin is the more powerful, quicker acceleration for the regeneration of planarian skin because, as I showed you before, curcumin was the only planaria that healed completely. So from this, I can deduce that the planaria that was in curcumin water was healed faster because of the planaria. And even though the turmeric planaria healed more than the control planaria, the curcumin planaria was completely healed while the turmeric planaria still had a 2 millimeter wide cut. In my further studies, if I were to continue this project, there would be so many different possibilities. One thing that I definitely thought about after I realized that curcumin was the more effective spice was making it into a cream that would be easier to apply to human skin, because obviously in this project, you wouldn't soak a wound in water because it would be too liquidy. So a cream that had different substances would be easier to apply, or maybe even consuming curcumin in a drink would be an effective way of consuming it, which is something I would like to study in the future. There were a plethora of resources that I used to research my project, which they're all here. And if you want to take some time to look at this, that would be fantastic. Thank you for your time.